Hey there, and welcome to a Think Good Thursday conversation. And today, the topic that I wanted to address is the concept of whether virtual relationships are real relationships. And I feel like I need to tell this story because it's just so important, especially as we are in COVID, not sure when we're going to get out of COVID. We're all trying to do our very best in negotiating our lives. But this weekend, I had the opportunity to travel to San Antonio, Texas, to go to a birthday party of someone who's been a really important part of my life, a coach, my coach. And my coach came into my life 2 years ago after I had completed IPEC training. And I was looking for somebody to support me on my storytelling journey. And I was looking for somebody to help me with the podcast. And so at that time, I found this incredible human. Her name is April Pertwee. And I started working with her. And then I became part of another group that she was in with another mentor, Alexandra Takeda. And I started meeting all these incredible people. And I kept showing up. For 2 years, I've kept showing up in these rooms, in these groups, in these communities. And what are we doing? We're working on building our businesses. So this message is not specific to those of you who are entrepreneurs or thinking about making a pivot or nonprofit leaders. I just want to suggest that digital relationships are very much real. So when I arrived in San Antonio, people who had been two-dimensional on a screen became three-dimensional and so vibrant and so much, they were so aligned with how they were showing up on and in these communities that I'm a part of. As a writer, as a podcaster, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, I'm showing up in a lot of communities to help me support my business. You know, I'm not going to networking events right now. My networking events are virtual. And so this experience was just so incredible. I cried when I met my friend Kofi. I doubled over because, I didn't know that she was exactly the same size as me. I cried when I met these other women that I have been showing up with for 2 years. So my heart feels so full. And I wanted to share this because before I left, I had gotten some feedback around, I can't believe you're going to Texas to meet people you've never met. And yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was scared for a couple reasons. I was as safe as I could possibly be with COVID. I'm boosted. I wore my mask as much as I could. But I had a lot of self-doubt when I got off that plane into this world of very successful female entrepreneurs. But what I learned is that in these past 2 years, we've been showing up fully authentic with each other, 100% real. And so I wanted to just share with you that this is possible. And in reflecting on this, it's because over these 2 years, we've built what I call, this is not my term, it's from a company that I had the joy of working with many years ago. We have built what's known as familiarity, comfort, and trust. So if I had gotten off this plane, which I did 3 years ago when I went to another female entrepreneur conference, and I hadn't built the relationships then that I built now, it felt totally different, right? So 3 years ago, I was literally walking into a room of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, didn't know anybody. But this room, this birthday party, I have worked so hard on committing myself to showing up for people and showing up as the most authentic version of me. So when you're showing up in virtual spaces, I want you to consider the concept of growing familiarity, comfort, and trust with other people. What are you doing to build familiarity? Just getting to know them, knowing if they have children, knowing where they live. Comfort, if they have children and you have children, where do you connect? Where's the intersectionality of your connectedness to each other? And then going to trust, right? We don't all just jump automatically to trust. It's just not humanly possible. And so as you are working through this new normal, I just think it's so important to be mindful of this lesson around building what it takes to build these authentic relationships. And most importantly, when you show up as your authentic self, you attract people into your world that are also the authentic, real versions of themselves. And what a gift, what a joy. So I hope this is a helpful, think good conversation for all of you. And with that, I'm going to say, always think good.